The book is called Millionaire Down the Road. It's written by Doug Hodgins. Doug Hodgins joins us here to talk about a story of your dad. Now, I read the story, and this is about your dad. Never made more than $60,000 a year, basically. He's an insurance guy. He retired at the age, in his late 50s.
Oh, 65.
65. Then he invested, and basically he made millions of dollars in a portfolio. How did this happen?
Well, it happened, first of all, over a long period of time.
Right.
My dad started investing in 1978. And as I was saying to you, he learned his craft just as you've learned your craft.
Right.
And over the years, his strategy, his philosophy, it really solidified, and he became more and more efficient at making money, really.
Yeah, the thing about this, this is a story about investment, but it's also a heartwarming story about a father-son relationship, a father who lived on the prairies, who grew up on the prairies, who learned through the recession and the depression, and some real farm knowledge that kind of transcends into investments.
Well, it's a wonderful story, actually, because it's a story of the little guy that kind of made it, mm-hmm. and the little guy happened to be my dad. I'm in the financial planning business, so I was able to participate in the story really my whole career.
Right.
So this is my whole career in this book. And I was lucky enough that I had a real life case history. Right. My dad kept impeccable records. And so every week on a torn, tattered piece of green accounting paper, he marked down how he did that week.
Right.
For 35 years.
Wow.
It's phenomenal. So I had the best information, and because of my business, I was able to put a lot of things together that perhaps somebody else couldn't have.
One thing, a lot of people are, want to get into investments, but this isn't necessarily for them. This is one sort of scenario that you can just, share with people.
Well, what I think sometimes is for anybody that's read The Wealthy Barber, this may be the sequel to The Wealthy Barber.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? If I sell a quarter of the copies that he did, I'll be very, very happy.
Yeah.
Okay? This is an investment story. It's a life story. It's a father and son story. And not many people get the opportunity to do that. So I had the opportunity to tell this story. Mm-hmm. And one of the problems with investments books is that they tend to be a little dry and boring. Mm-hmm. So one of my goals was to make certain that I told a story. Yeah. It's folksy, it's down to earth,
it is. Yeah.
It's easy to read, and yet it gives an investment message. So that was one of my goals.
And you really achieved it. And it's, for people who lived on the prairies, this just brings back a lot of memories about growing up with some tough times.
Well, my dad really grew up in Depression-era Saskatchewan. Yeah. So one of the things they had to learn was how to survive. And so he used some of the same lessons, disciplines, philosophy of perseverance, persistence, hanging on till next year. Yeah. And he used those same principles in developing his own investment strategy. And that's why it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. He's got a portfolio of what, 9 million now, or how much has he got now? It's in the millions.
Well, he started in 1978 with 200,000.
Right.
His portfolio is currently 9 million, and he's given away $2 million to his family as part of a pre-estate planning strategy. He's 92, so he's probably lived longer than he thought he would.
The one thing, though, for people who thinks that this comes easy, he lost a lot of money in that period as well.
Yes, it's a great story because it is a story of persistence, perseverance. 1981, he lost a lot of money. 1987, Black Monday, he lost a lot of money. And of course, 2008, he lost more money than I would have thought possible. Yeah. But what's great about the story is that he came back. He stayed with it. Yeah. He knew the course, he stayed the course. Yeah. And part of the story that I really like is from 2009 to present, he's come back and he's regained all the ground that he lost during 2008.
One thing that struck me about some of his advice, the one thing that always sticks in my head, you should have started investing yesterday, right?
No, it's actually you should have started investing 10 years ago.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah,
I wrote the bookmark.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right.
And really, that is the story of compound interest, because compound interest really works well over time. Right. So, you often hear hockey players say, well, why did you break so many records, and they say, well, I just happen to be in the game a long time.
Right.
My dad's been in the game a long time, so he's learned a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
And yet what I like best about the story is the basics.
Yeah.
If you ask my dad, you know, how did you do it? He would say, well, first of all, young man,
Yeah. Douglas.
Douglas,
Yeah.
save your money.
Yeah.
Don't spend more than you earn.
Right.
Pay off your debts.
Yeah.
And when you do that, come and talk to me.
Good.
Because now we can talk about leveraged investing. We can talk about getting more aggressive about tax planning and some of the more advanced concepts that he used. But he built his program on basics.
Great.
And I think that's very important for people to know.
If you want to talk more about, and I know you want to talk as long as you
I'll
can.
talk forever.
Yeah, tomorrow from 10 to 2 at Chapters, you'll be there signing books,
Yes.
selling books. And there's also a website, Millionaire Down the Road. Doug, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Real pleasure.